Hi there, this is John Wilkinson again from History Made Easier, and I have a presentation for you that sets out to give an overview of how Hitler consolidated his hold on power. Gaining power is one thing. Consolidating one's hold on power, which we can take to mean making sure nobody can remove you from power, is the next phase in any study of an authoritarian single-party state. How, for example, did it get to be a single-party state? Was this achieved legitimately, that is, legally or constitutionally, or was it achieved illegitimately, in other words, by force? Was it the result of astute politics on the part of the party in power, or the result of mistakes by opposition parties and other groups? These are the kind of questions we need to consider as we begin to look at how Hitler and the Nazi Party consolidated their hold on power. Now, let me first give you an example of Hitler's political nous. Within hours of their acquisition of power, and remember there were only 3 Nazis in the coalition government, the first cabinet meeting of the government was held, and Hitler exacted an agreement from his ministers that should a majority in the Reichstag not be possible, the support of the Centre Party was needed, then yet another general election would be necessary. Though Hitler had to promise that whatever the result of that election, the cabinet would not be changed. Hitler made sure no agreement with the Centre Party was made, and so elections, in which now the Nazis would be able to use the full powers of the state to maximise their vote, would indeed be necessary, and they were duly set for March the 5th. Then, in the evening, a celebratory torchlit parade of the SA, the SS and the steel helmets. This was a non-aligned paramilitary force, but very much right-wing, was held in Berlin. The numbers involved vary wildly, according to what source you look at, but there were tens of thousands, and the whole thing lasted more than 5 hours. German flags were to be seen everywhere. Hindenburg took the salute from a first-floor window of his official residence. Goebbels organised a live commentary on state radio, and it was well received by the nationalist press too. In the evenings that followed, similar parades were held in other towns and cities. So, the attempt to inspire, to hold the people in awe and rally them behind the Nazi movement had not only started, but was already succeeding. But for the communists, there was the immediate application of terror to contend with. If the SA were marching all over Germany, so too were they fighting, and a reckoning for the Social Democrats and anyone who sought to defend the Republic was not far behind. The violence was on a scale far worse than anything thus far seen. Communist and trade union officials, as well as the homes of leading figures on the left, were the immediate targets. And with Frick, Minister of the Interior, and Göring, Prussian Minister of the Interior, they held the key posts when it came to issues of law and order, and for Prussia at least, policing. Policing in federal Germany was under the control of the individual states. Meanwhile, there was the little matter of the election, and the Nazis did indeed make use of the power of the state to help their campaign. Violence was now as much of a factor as posters. They also had access to state radio, and so Hitler, Goebbels and Göring had their speeches broadcast into homes all over the country. whilst opposition newspapers were banned. Then, on the night of February the 27th into the 28th, came the event that changed not only the complexion of the election campaign, but changed everything: the Reichstag fire. But that's a whole other story, and at this point I'll end this presentation. You can see the political nous of Hitler, the immediate use of propaganda with the celebratory parade, but also the use of naked aggression. Now, don't forget, there's my website, History Made Easier. That's there to help you too. But for now, let me thank you for listening and wish you the very best of luck with your studies. Cheers.